What is up, guys, and welcome to today's video where I'll be looking at our rivals for FC Barcelona. In yesterday's video, we covered who Barcelona should sell to get some money for today because we have a maximum budget of 162.5 million euros today, which on the face of it looks like a lot, but we will have to cover a lot of budget signings. And I think I did really well. So yes, guys, the arrivals coming in to FC Barcelona. The priority is an attacker and defenders. Starting right off, let's go to the attackers. We start with a risky move, but if he turns out to be good, it would be an absolute steal in Memphis Depay, who we can get for 15 million euros and Umtiti, because he has only 11 months on his contract, and Lyon do not want to lose him for nothing, so they would be open to selling. Depay, of course, has a massive positive with his goals. He can score a lot of goals. Because last season, he scored 15 goals and got 2 assists in 22 matches, which is really, really good. The season before that, he got 12 goals and 16 assists in 47 matches. And then 17-18 season, arguably his best, he scored 22 goals and got 17 assists in 51 games. But here's where it gets bad. He has recently recovered from an ACL injury from the start of 2020. So that's a big, big risk. He hasn't had a relapse or anything. He has played already this season, scoring a hat-trick. He played in the Champions League, even scoring a penalty versus Juventus. But still, an ACL injury could be a deal-breaker. Also, at Man U, his only big team before, he did terribly. As we all know, he was a lot younger then, around 22 years of age. But he has matured. I think he has matured. And I feel like if he can stay off his injury, not get any relapses or anything, not have any injury problems, and score like at least one of those past seasons, and it would be a very, very good deal for 15 million and Umtiti. So he would be a good addition to the team. So I would welcome Depay to come in for that price. Same with the attackers, a confirmed addition of Francisco Trincao for 31 million euros, who undoubtedly has talent, but I don't think he's quite what Barcelona need, because he is a smart signing, but I just feel like he isn't ready for the first team yet, and that was a very, very high price for a youngster. And our last attacker is Ansu Fati, who for me has to be promoted. He showed that he can do it. He scored 7 goals last season, and he can play in many places in attack. So for me, he has to be promoted. He's only 17, but for me, he has to be in the first team. On to midfielders now with a confirmed one in Miralem Pjanic, who for me is a horrific signing for 60 million. And takes a lot off of our budget. We pretty much have 100 million budget. I do not agree with this deal. I made a whole video about it. Let's just move on. 2 are confirmed ones in Mateus Fernandes and Pedri. I talked about Fernandes going out on loan yesterday, but Pedri, he can be absolutely sensational for 5 million euros. He isn't ready yet. He could become a starter maybe in 3 or 4 years. He's only 17 right now. So in 3 or 4 years, he'll be 20, 21 years of age. So he would still be pretty young. So I think this is a pretty smart signing, way smarter than Francisco Trincao, as he was only 5 million euros. And for me, Pedri has a lot more potential than Trincao. Alenya and Raul Busquets coming back from loan, but yesterday we talked about those two leaving the club, mostly because of these 2 youngsters, Monchu and Puig, who are so talented when you see them when they play. So for me, they have to be promoted. Puig has already proved that he can play in the first team. He got 2 assists in 11 games, in which he actually only played 507 minutes. So that's actually less than 6 full games of play, which just shows how good he is and how good he can actually be. As for Monchu, he is a leader at Barca B, something we definitely need on the first team, and hopefully he can bring that energy to the first team. On to defenders now, in which we have a very, very small budget of 46.5 million euros left. And I know exactly what to do. Immediately, I signed David Alaba. We saw what we can do against Barcelona. I do not mean his own goal. I meant his great defending and his passing ability. Because he is pretty much could be considered a Barcelona defender. By that, I mean that he's really comfortable with the ball. We've seen that before. He's extremely versatile. He can play at left back, center back, and center mid. He'd be my left back, though. And he only has 11 months left on his current deal, so we can probably get him for 40 million euros. He has always been open to moving to FC Barcelona, so 40 million euros would be enough. But is 28 though, but he can be at Barcelona for 5 years, I think, and 40 million euros would be a very, very good purchase for him. Now we only have 6.5 million euros to spend. And now we get Emerson, because he is currently at Betis worth 25 million euros, but we can get him back for 6 million as he was loaned out to Real Betis. At Betis, he's played 38 games and got 3 goals and 6 assists in La Liga, which is honestly pretty good. So, a lot of you might be asking right now if I'm going to address the center back position, because we need to address that position. And instead of buying someone, I'm just going to keep someone that's already at the club, and Jean-Claire Todibo. Because coming back worth around 25 million euros, he was great at Schalke and great at FC Barcelona. I don't want him to get sold, and I honestly think that he can become a very, very good center back at FC Barcelona. Promotions in Ronald Araujo and Iñaki Peña, and that's pretty much it. Let's quickly go through the arrivals. In Memphis Depay for Umtiti and 15 million, Trincao 31 million, Pjanic 60 million, terrible. Emerson 6 million, David Alaba 40 million, Matias Fernandez 5 million, Pedri 5 million, Fati promoted, Iñaki Peña promoted, Puig promoted, Araujo promoted, Aleña back from loan, Monchi promoted, Oriol back from loan, and Jean-Claire Todibo back from loan, which gets our total arrivals to 162 million euros. So we barely get to that small margin, which makes our expenses, together with yesterday, negative 100.5 million. Negative 100. We win 100 million euros of profit with this team, which undoubtedly, with the signings I've made, has a way better future than the team we currently have. So do you guys think I bought smart? I'm going to quickly review some other options I had. Up front, quite honestly, I wanted to sign Sancho and Gnabry. I really wanted to. I actually wanted to sign them both at the start of this whole thing, but they seem pretty impossible. Gnabry, why would he leave Bayern Munich? Sancho, I mean, we'll talk about him later. As for Neymar, I thought 28, he didn't have much time left because he's Brazilian, and Brazilians normally decline at around that age. We saw that with Ronaldinho. He gets injured a lot, so I don't think he's worth it for around 130 million euros. Lautaro is way too expensive right now for what he can bring to the team. Sancho, honestly, was my favorite choice out of all of them. Jadon Sancho, 20 goals and 20 assists in 44 games this season. But it seems like nobody would buy Ousmane Dembele right now. He would have to be sold if he wanted to bring in Sancho. Barcelona run around 60, 70 million euros, which is not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen. And I've actually been thinking about this, And I think buying players for over 100 million euros would be like just doing the same thing all over again. Because we've seen that since we've done that Dembele signing, everything seems to go wrong. And every single time we make a new signing, it just gets worse and worse and worse every single time we make a signing over 100 million euros. Back in the day, when we did maybe 60, 70 million euro signings and Suarez and Neymar, we bought smart. We knew what we were doing. We had a plan for these players. Now, we don't have that with Griezmann, Dembele, and Coutinho. So I ended up just deciding to keep Dembele in the team. So thank you for watching this video. I know it's been kind of like a long one, but thanks for watching all the way through. And thank you guys for 300 subscribers. I reached it this morning. I'm gaining subscribers like crazy right now because of the Dembele video. It's almost at 50,000 views, so thank you guys so much for that. And as for me, see you guys tomorrow.
Broken alone, I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found.